Welcome back to another episode of Fatal Chronicles. It's me, Daddy Steve, and today's topic is networking. Now, I don't understand why I haven't covered this topic sooner, but better late than never. In previous episodes, we had talked about community building, but I want to talk about a topic that's a little bit more broad than community building, which is networking. Specifically, working with other streamers your size to help grow your community. So let's go right into it. What is networking? Networking is when you reach out to other folks in a similar field as yours and you collaborate. Either you share ideas, you share resources, you support one another. One way or another, you're networking with people in the same industry as you, with the common goal typically to either better yourselves or better each other through the relationship that you have with one another. So that's what networking is. And in general, with streaming, you want to network with other broadcasters to help gain additional exposure to your channel, to your stream, to your content. But you want to do it in a tactful way. You don't want to be tacky. You don't want to come off as thirsty. You don't want to come off as a jerk. So there's a right way and wrong way to networking with other broadcasters, and also knowing which broadcasters to network with is very important too. You don't want to go out there and try to talk to Ninja when you have maybe one viewer in your stream when he's streaming to probably 100,000 every night or more. So you really want to make sure that you're targeting the right audience. Again, your audience in this case is other broadcasters that potentially could be your network of people that you reach out to. And then also proper etiquette for reaching out to those broadcasters to collaborate or get exposure to your own channel. All right, so let's talk about target audience first. Like, what kind of streamer or what types of streamers do you want to reach out to when you're broadcasting? You obviously, if you're playing one particular game, you might want to stay within that game's directory first and foremost. For example, I play League of Legends. Reaching out to someone who plays a game that isn't League of Legends or similar to League of Legends, as in it's not a MOBA, may not be a good idea. For one, they may not be interested in the game or content that I'm creating with that game. Two, your audience may not appreciate their audience may not appreciate the content you're making because they're not interested in that game. So make sure that you're targeting a broadcaster that is streaming similar games to you, because that'll matter at the end of the day to the audience if they stick around or not whenever they potentially host you or raid you in the future. Additionally, when you're looking for someone to network with, you want to generally find someone that's the same size as your channel. So again, you don't want to reach out to Ninja, who has I think 10 million followers at this time and over 150k viewers on a bad night. So you want to reach out to someone who has similar numbers as you. So for example, if you're bringing in, I'll take myself for example, I'm pulling in about 15 viewers a stream. If I have 15 viewers, I'm not going to reach out to someone who has 200 viewers, because my 15 viewers aren't going to matter to that 200 viewer streamer. I'm going to reach out to other streamers that are around my size, either 10 above or 10 below my size. So anywhere from 5 to 25 viewers is generally the target I want to go for. And obviously when you have smaller numbers, you can go up a little bit more than that, but I usually go 10 above or 10 below. And I'm looking for broadcasters that are similar to me, broadcasters that are as enthusiastic and as committed to streaming as I am. And the way you discover the traits of these broadcasters is you literally go into their streams and you watch them. Like on your days off or the time that you have available, you go in there and you observe and you insert yourself into the communities. And if it's a broadcaster that you enjoy, then it's a broadcaster you probably should be networking with. And again, make sure it's a comparable size. So if you have 10 viewers and maybe they pull in like 40, that's kind of borderline, but it may be worth it. I mean, the 10 viewers would give them a significant bump. And obviously you get in 40 viewers would give you a significant bump if you're at 10 viewers. So just think about the size of the viewership, and also again the game that they're playing. If you're a variety broadcaster and they're a variety broadcaster, then that's fine, because then the audiences will mesh well. They'll be used to changing games a lot. But if you're someone that's like for example, if you're strictly a battle royale player and you come into like, I don't know, like a League of Legends stream, Maybe your audience will stick around, maybe they won't, because they don't really care about League of Legends, and vice versa. If you go host raid that person, are they really going to be into the battle royale game? Probably not. So think about your audience, think about your broadcaster, think about if you were in the audience, or if you were one of those people's viewers, would you want to watch that game? Would you be interested in the game? Or as soon as they host, raid this person that you don't care about, are you just going to close the browser and walk away? So think about that when you're networking with folks. That kind of helps narrow down your focus a little bit, and it helps your viewers. It helps retain the viewership at the end of the day, in my opinion. So once you've established the streamer that's playing similar games to you, that has similar viewership numbers as you, and has the same qualities and traits that you're looking for, as in they stream often, they represent the same thing you represent. So if you're looking for positivity, they're positive. If you like a trolly channel, or you like a channel that's a really comical, or just like memeing it up all day, then you're finding those similar channels to yours, so that way your audience crossover is a little bit easier. But once you've established your target for networking, then the next thing you want to do is, like I said, insert yourself into the community. That doesn't mean day one you go and self-promote in their channel and say, hey, I'm a streamer, you're a streamer, we should collaborate. That's like the worst thing you could do. You want those conversations to happen naturally. You don't want to force things. You really want to invest yourself in their community, because if you're invested in the community and you're talking with the people in the chat, and you're engaged and helping drive conversation in the community, then that broadcaster is going to be more inclined to take interest in what you're about and who you are, as opposed to some random person just coming into their chat, spouting off their stream and then peacing out. That person will probably never host raid you, and probably will blacklist you from coming to their channel again. So make sure you're not doing that. Make sure you're going about it the proper way. An example would be, if I'm finding someone else I want to host raid, or someone I want to collaborate with, I'm going to go spend probably like a couple days in their stream, and I'm going to get to know their community. I'm going to get to know the broadcaster indirectly, and then eventually the opportunity will arise where I could either talk to them offline, talk to them on the side, like, hey, I really enjoy your stream, I'm also a streamer, I would love to collaborate with you, I'd like to get to know you better, or hey, I like this game, we should play together. Like, there's so many different avenues you can take to break the ice with somebody, especially over games you share a common interest with. So think of ways you can break the ice with that person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business proposal every time that you need to talk with them, or you want to go with them. Obviously, your goal is to make friends first, and then network secondary. If you make friends first, then the networking piece comes naturally. So try to think of it that regards. Like, you're just making friends, you're trying to meet new people, and you're not trying to use anybody at the end of the day, because the last thing you want to do is use somebody to get yourself ahead. Those people will remember that. They'll know what type of person you are, and they'll see it come a mile away, and they'll never want to work with you again. And on top of that, they'll let all their friends know to stay away from you, because that's what you're about. So make sure you're not using anybody. Make sure you have good intentions. Make sure you're trying to make friends first, and then it'll naturally roll into networking. And what I mean naturally is those conversations will come about naturally. Those conversations will happen eventually. That person will take interest in what you're about, and then eventually they'll notice, like, hey, this guy's a streamer too, and bam, you're good to go. A lot of ways that I notice people are streamers is through Discord. Honestly, if you integrate your Twitch with your Discord, whenever you start streaming, it'll change your status to streaming, and that's an indicator for me that this guy's a streamer, that I might want to check him out, especially if it's someone that's really active in my community. They don't even have to tell me that they're streaming. I can see that information clearly in my Discord, and I'll go seek that out and take a gander. And if it's something I'm really interested in, or if these guys are putting on a good show, then I'm more than glad to work with them further to help grow their community. And if for some reason there's things in their stream that I don't like, I will courteously tell them things they should work on to improve the performance of the stream. So definitely, again, there are more passive ways to, I wouldn't say passive, more docile ways to get yourself out there and get exposed. Trust me, I am a growing streamer myself. I'm not as big as like many people that have been streaming just as long as me are. and exposure is always the number one issue, is trying to get yourself out there with as many broadcasters and as many people as possible to get eyes on you. But you don't want to burn bridges on your way to doing this, so make sure you're going about it the right way. Make sure you're making friends, make sure you're not being a scumbag, make sure you're not self-promoting, make sure you're not doing anything that is dishonest or using someone to get ahead. And at the end of the day, whenever you've made it and you've grown big, more people will celebrate your successes versus resent your success because you use people. So think about that. And not only that, those people that you have built relationships with the right way will continue to work with you and continue to want to be part of your stream and your community and your life for as long as you do this. So think about that. You have everlasting relationships that will transcend time, transcend everything, and really just make your experience as a broadcaster that much better. Before I go, I just want to give a special shout out to Nafisa, aka Honeymoon, in our Discord. Thank you so much for the topic suggestion. I appreciate it so much. It helped me out with figuring out what to make a video about today. If you guys have video suggestions or ideas for me to talk about, or just things that I've done in my short time as a Twitch broadcaster, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. I do want to do a couple other shout outs for our community members. I do want to say thanks to Maxkey Productions for always supporting the YouTube channel, and Mikey Maru for additional suggestions that I'm going to use in future videos. Thank you guys so much. And if, like I said, if you guys have any suggestions or ideas or feedback on how to improve these in the future, please let me know down below, and I'll be sure to shout you out in the next video. If you enjoyed the content today, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Getting the word out to as many people as possible about this content that I've created would be awesome. I would love to grow the YouTube channel as well. I know I've been a little bit behind on making videos lately. I blame that on World of Warcraft, but I'm back in full force, and I'll be making videos more regularly, starting with this one today. So thank you again for stopping by, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys. Bye. Peace.